Hi everyone, and welcome to this month's guide of High Alching for Profit. Today I'm going to be going over the free-to-play items only. Yeah, we're just going to get into it and see how much money free-to-players can make while alching. So this is going to be based off the cost of nature rune, which currently is sitting at 85 GP per nature. So the first items we're going to be looking at are going to be the necklaces. This is the diamond, ruby, emerald, and sapphire. And you see here, these are the high alch value prices, and these are the prices that you can buy them for. So with the diamond necklace, you're going to be making roughly around 100 GP per alch. With the ruby ones, you're going to be making a little bit more, about 150 to 160 GP per alch. With the sapphire, you're only going to be making it about 50 GP per alch, but it's a cheaper item, so you can buy more at a time, or if you just don't have a lot of money. And then the emerald, you make a pretty good amount, usually about 70 to 75 GP per alch. The great thing about all these items is they have a buy limit of 18,000, and since they are free to play, they get traded quite often. Diamond necklace is around 1.5 million times a day. A ruby necklace is 1.6, an emerald is 1.5, and a sapphire is 1.75. The next items on the list are going to be the ruby and diamond ring. These usually have a consistent buy price of around 1880 to 1900 for the diamond, and around 1050 to 1060 for the ruby. And respectively, the high alch price for each one is 2115 and 1215. So for the diamond ring, you're going to be making roughly around 130 to 150 GP per alch depending on the price. And with the ruby ring, you're going to be making around 60 to 80 GP depending on the price. Both of these have a buy limit of 10,000, and the trade limit for each of them is about 100 to 150,000 each per day. So it is a good starting item as well, going back and forth between them and the necklaces. So another item, or another set of items that have a pretty good profit margin, are going to be plate bodies. These have a significantly higher high alch value than their buy price, and it ranges anywhere from Addy to iron. With the iron plate bodies being so cheap for some reason, at 100 GP per buy, you're going to be making roughly around 190 to 240 GP per. This is unusual, and even at the normal GE price of 215, you're still making 35 to 40 GP per alch. Now when we go to some of the other more expensive ones, as you can see with the steel, you're going to be making closer to around 150 GP per. With the mithril plate body, you're going to be making closer to around 200 to 250 GP per alch. And with the Addy plate body, you're going to be making the most, which is going to be about 500 to 520 GP per alch. The downside to these is they only have a buy limit of 125 every 4 hours. However, they have a high trade volume, so you'll never have to worry about not being able to buy. A few other items to look into are some of the Addy items, because they have pretty good profit margin on them as well. The downside, again, you can only buy 125 of them every 4 hours, and these items aren't traded as often, usually around 20,000 times or less, but you can make good margins on them. So for example, the Addy longsword we paid $17.70 for, and it has a high alch value of 19.20. So when you incorporate the cost of the nature rune, you're going to be making roughly around 60 to 70 GP per alch for an item. For the Addy chain body, you're going to be making closer to, depending on the price you can get, we got it for $23.79, which is a little bit lower than the GE average, but if you can pick it up for the GE average, you're going to be making around 100 GP per alch. But if you're able to pick it up cheaper, then you're going to be making more. And finally, the two-handed sword, we paid $34.90 for it, and it high alch for $38.40. So again, with cost of nature runes, you're going to be looking at about 200 to 250 GP per alch for the random Addy items. And then finally, the last items we're going to be talking about are just the rune items. I just put it in for the GE average, and essentially what we'll do is we'll take a look at the items that I instantly bought. And as you can see, the GA average that we paid for and the GE and the high alch value for each individual item. For rune longswords, you're going to be making 550 GP per item. For rune medium helmets, you're going to be making roughly around 200 to 250 GP per item. For rune plate legs, you're going to be making 600 GP per item, and rune kite shields around 300 GP. Unfortunately, these items have a buy limit of 70 every 4 hours, and they're usually traded around 160,000 times to 200,000 times a day. So here we have the total profit of each individual item, and this is per alch, with the nature runes being 85 GP per nature. So here is the buy limit for each item. And as you can see, with the jewelry, you will be doing about 12,000 alchs per hour. You shouldn't hit the buy limit for any of them. And here are the profit per hour for each individual item. So you're going to be capping at each jewelry item at 1,200 alchs per hour. So you'll be making around 180k per hour with diamond necklaces, 198k per hour with ruby necklaces, and so on. Then finally, with the bottom items, you're going to be making low profit because you're only going to be able to buy a certain amount every 4 hours. So you're going to hit the buy limit pretty quickly. However, if you combine and buy every item on this list, you'll get about 1,155 alchs per hour, and the combined profit per hour would be around 275 to 350k, depending on the price of the items you got. So to break it down, if you bought the jewelries, you could buy one specific item and high alch that. Whereas the armor and the weapons, you would have to buy all of them, but you would make more money per hour, almost doubling. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, if you can leave a like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let me know how you guys did. Let me know if you guys make a decent amount of money, or if you guys have other items that I should do and look into. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for watching. Bye.